people already usually call me He Ming instead of just Ming. Ming is my first name. But that's what Chen Xi said. So only my husband will call me Ming. All the other people just call my full name, He Ming. So after her brief introduction about how to greet Chinese people, I want to talk about eating or dining, or we call it banquet. In Chinese business meetings, or even just a normal meeting, you will always find the Chinese guest or the Chinese host and will take you to say, let's go to have breakfast together, let's go to have dinner together, let's go to have lunch together. In Trinidad, I don't think we eat so much together, or that's why important is just my lunch time. It's just we say half an hour lunch time. But in China, it's just part of business. They call it part of friendship or part of business, and it's very informal when you are eating together. So it's a very good way to establish a better relationship with your Chinese guests or with a Chinese business partner. In China, we have a saying to say, 买卖不成，仁义在。买卖不成，仁义在。I invite you to have dinner or to have lunch with me doesn't really mean you have to sign the contract, otherwise we'll be enemies. So we say it's always a good way to treat you. Even finally we say goodbye to each other, but it's always a good way to treat you, to say we still have the 仁义 exist. So maybe in China, we say we don't have this kind of table when we are eating. We really have a kind of round table. And normally in China, we prefer to stand up or to wait until the host will lead us to say, okay, you sit here or please sit here. And before that, we waited. So normally we have some important seats, such as the seat. If we have a round table here, and the door is there, I prefer this seat is very important, or for the host or for the most important guest, because he's facing the entrance, so he could see everything or everybody coming. So come to see it. So that's what I'm saying. The host is facing the door, or the host is facing the entrance. And for those important guests, so in China we think right hand is the first hand. So if you are my first important guest, normally I arrange you sitting here, right here, on my right hand. If you are my second important guest, I'm placed on my left hand. So in Chinese we have a saying, you are my left and right hand, so you are my very important assistants. So that's the same thing when we arrange seats in either dinner or lunch. So if you're not that important, once you see your host is here and this seat is still empty, and also you understand, so I will not sit here, but maybe I could sit here. If you're not that important, so don't sit there. Otherwise people will feel embarrassed to ask you, could you please change your seat? So if nobody's showing you, just wait a bit. But if you are very important, of course, just choose the seat, either right hand or left hand to the host. But sometimes we do have a very important guest, such we say today we have the president or we have prime minister here. Even she or he is not the host, but she or he is that important, so we put the prime minister here. Even prime minister is not the host, but she's too important. So in this way, the host will be on the right hand, and the other important people still on left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Still, in some occasion, maybe it's a kind of private, small gathering, and the host is ready to pay. So in that way, we'll see, and the host will choose to sit just by the entrance. It's very easy for her or for him to leave to pay the bill in advance. It's not very often for the informal ones, but it's very often for the informal meeting. Chen Xi actually will talk more about toasting. why I want to mention here? So after the choice of food, after eating, actually drinking is also very important in China. You'll find even you're not good at drinking, you say I'm allergic to alcohol, I'm allergic to wine, but people still say, okay, try a bit. They also think it's just a part of business or part of your friendship. If you take me as your friend, try a bit. If you take me as a good friend, try half. If you take me as a best friend, so bottom up. So if you're really not good at it, my suggestion is you bring somebody, either your friend or assistant, who is good at that. Because it's part of business and we can't avoid that. We call it liquor culture in the dinner table. So bring somebody who can drink for you. Otherwise, you'll be forced. Even you say, my doctor said I should stop drinking for 1 week. And they will say, forget what the doctor said. If you say, I'm allergic to it, they will say, okay, drink a little bit will not be that serious problem. So just bring somebody who can. Otherwise, you'll just start from a little bit and finally bottom up. Since we talk more about we say how to toast to the others and how to use the gestures to show you are modest. So one thing I want to mention is in China when we make a toast, if I'm the host here, I can just stand up to say for everybody. But that's me because I'm the host or I'm the very important person. For the others, we better say sitting here and then I'm moving here to say, could I just have a kind of button up or just have one person to one person and then I'm moving to the next seat. Say one person to one person. So as an ordinary guest, I shouldn't also like I want to stand here. Okay, I stand up and to say for everybody. Normally it's not polite enough. So that's what we say in China. Always, if I am showing my respect to you, my glass is a little bit lower than your glass. That's what we will mention in Chenxi's topic. So normally we say when you are in Rome, do as Romans do. So when you are in China or when you are with Chinese people in the dinner table, just do as the Chinese people do. Just what they are doing, and then you make no mistakes. And sometimes you'll see if the guests are left hand, right hand. I really like these two guests, so I'm offering them food even with my own chopsticks. Even I don't know what they like or what they don't like, but to show my hospitality, I will say, okay, try this, try that, try this, try that, and very soon your plate will be full of food. And maybe you don't like it at all, but it's too late to say, sorry, I don't like it. So if you don't like that kind of thing happen to your plate, mention it at the beginning. I'm allergic to that, or I only eat veg today, so don't give me extra food. Sometimes we think it's very polite to show I love China, I love Chinese culture, so I try to use chopsticks. But not every Trinidadian is very good at using chopsticks. So if you're kind of beginner in using chopsticks, don't show that on the dinner table. Just ask for fork and knife at the beginning. Only when you'll say I can just use chopsticks like a Chinese people and then start to use chopsticks. Otherwise, they will think you're trying to please them, but in a bad way. Later, if we have time, we'll mention how to say 请上座 请上座 If you are my Prime Minister, 请上座 Very often they like to ask you, how do you like this? 这个菜怎么样 ？In the end, they will shake your hand and say, 我们很高兴和您合作。Even nothing got signed, just we have a pleasant dinner, and that's enough to say that. So the last two songs they often say 干杯，干杯 is like English we say bottom up. Even you just take a small, but it's about the banquet session. So Chen Xi will mention more about toasting and drinking alcohol in Chinese dinner table.